Hey y'all, what's up? So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jordan. I started doing keto. I started my ketogenic lifestyle on March 27th, and today is June 10th, and as of now I have lost about 29 or 30 pounds, somewhere up in there. I'll just say 30 pounds. And during this journey, I've had lots of family and friends ask me about keto. Like, what is it? Everybody wants to know, what is it? What are you doing? How are you losing the weight? So while I have answered countless messages, I wanted to make a video just to help you guys out and to get a little more clarity on my version of what keto is and how it works, because I'm not an expert. First off, I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert, I'm not a health specialist at all. I'm just a girl who was tired of being fat. Before you start doing anything with keto, I do advise that you talk to your doctor first, because you don't want to jump into anything that may not be chemically balancing or whatever. It may not be healthy for you. So talk to your doctor first. And second of all, you want to research and see what ketogenic is. So before you even jump into this, research and see if the diet, or I shouldn't say diet because it's a lifestyle, if the lifestyle is okay for you, because it's not anything that you really want to take lightly. Like, keto is, it kind of reprograms your body's way of using energy, so it's nothing that you want to just jump into and then jump right out of. So if you're a person that only needs to lose like 5 or 10 pounds and then you want to go back to, you know, eating normally, then ketogenic is not for you. It's mainly for people who want to make this a lifestyle change and who have a significant amount of weight to lose. So it's definitely not a diet that you want to take lightly. So if it's not, if it's too much for you, I just advise just cutting your sugar and your carbs, and you can lose weight alone just like that. But I'm just gonna go ahead and get into the video. So okay, so let's get into it. What is keto? Keto, first of all, is short for ketogenic, and what it is, it's high fat. So you're gonna be eating about 75% fat. It's about 20% protein, and then 5% of carbs. So it's a very low carb diet, there's no sugar, and it's high fat. Now, I know what you're thinking. You've always been taught that fat is bad, right? Like, you shouldn't eat fat to lose fat, but it's totally different with keto. You eat a high fat and it totally keeps you from feeling hungry. Like, with my experience, it keeps me from getting hunger pangs or to feel like I'm missing out, you know? Like, with the other diets, you always feel like you're missing out. Well, I've always felt like I was missing out, or it wasn't very enjoyable for me. But I find that that's not the case with keto, because with the high fat, I'm hardly ever even hungry. So I think the most important thing, like, before you decide to start any diet, is to have your mind right, because keto is going to challenge you. All of the, you know, the reasons why you're watching the video right now is because most likely you're overweight and you're looking for a solution. Now, those bad habits that got you to being overweight, got us all to being overweight, are not just going to disappear because you're eating a ketogenic lifestyle, you know. So you're going to bring all of those bad habits into this way of eating, and that's where it becomes important to make sure that your mind is in the right place before you want to do this. You know, like, when I started the ketogenic lifestyle, I keep wanting to say diet, I was completely disgusted with myself. Like, I've tried countless different diets and ways of eating, and none of them ever worked. Like, some of them worked for a while, but not really, and then I just gave up and continued killing myself basically with eating the things that I was eating. And it was all because of my mindset. Like, you have to get in the mindset to really want to lose weight. It's easy to just look at somebody's pictures and be like, man, I want that, I want to lose weight, I want to do that. But ketogenic is tough. Like, the first 2 weeks or so is like really tough, because your body's gonna want all that old stuff that you used to eat that got you in the position that you're in, you know. So have it made up in your mind, like, I'm gonna do this, and once you do that, then you really can get started, you know. So basically, when you get into ketosis, your body stops using sugar and carbs for energy, and instead it uses ketones. So it starts to eat your fat basically and convert that into energy to make you move. Now if you want to get into a more scientific version of that, there's tons of videos on here, but this one is not. It's not. So one important thing for me was to count my net carbs. So instead of like my macros, so instead of counting regular carbs, what you do is you would, let's just say broccoli. Let's just use broccoli for an example. Now these numbers aren't going to be right. I'm just pulling them out of the air, but you'll understand what I'm saying hopefully. So let's just say broccoli has, a serving of broccoli has 10 carbs in it, but it has 8 grams of fiber. So you would take that fiber and subtract it from the carbs, so that makes a serving of broccoli only 2 carbs. You get what I'm saying? So you subtract fiber from carbs, and that's how you get your net carb. What do you eat? That's one of the main questions that I get about this diet is, what do I eat? So I like to focus on all the things that you can eat, but let's be real, I gotta tell y'all the stuff that you can't eat either. So let's just dive into it. So veggies, which is where you're gonna get your carbs from, majority of your carbs from is veggies. So you can eat pretty much any vegetable. I like, a few of my favorites are like cauliflower, broccoli, spinach, zucchini, because you can make zoodles with them. So good. Greens, avocados. Now for the stuff that you can't have, and I know you said that I said vegetables, but you cannot have potatoes. It's too starchy and it's too many carbs in it, and you want to eat tomatoes very sparingly because they have a lot of sugar in them. So you don't want to eat anything like spaghetti sauce, but you can eat like pico de gallo or like diced up tomatoes, just sparingly, not so many. So you can't have bread, sugar, corn, or like grits, oatmeal, beans, regular milk. And that when I say regular milk, I mean like skim and any cow's milk. You can't have cow's milk, but you can have like almond milk or any nut milk. So like almond milk, coconut milk, cashew milk. You get my point. And as far as meats, you can eat just about any amount of meat. I mean, not amount, any type of meat. I like beef, pork, chicken, but not as much. I don't eat as much chicken and turkey because when I do, like, I log all of my food, and I find that chicken and turkey, if I have like a good amount of it, it puts me over on my protein. So I try not to eat too much chicken and turkey. You can have veal, eggs, any other meat. I do eat high fat dairy, and I know a lot of some keto people don't eat dairy, but I do. And so as for dairy, you can have heavy whipping cream, cheese, any kind of cheese, where it's like cheddar or cream cheese, mozzarella, whatever. You can eat cheese. Real butter, not margarine. Margarine is terrible for you no matter what diet you're on. You know, you can put a scoop full of margarine in an ant pile and they won't even eat it. What that tell you? Ghee, which is like fortified butter. You can have sour cream, coconut oil. You get it. And I find that I found a lot of results from getting a food scale, because I was just eyeballing things, and when I was doing that, I was overeating and not even really realizing it. So if I eat something like nuts or even my meat sometimes, but now I'm getting a little better, so I can kind of eyeball a little bit better, but I always measure things out to make sure that I'm getting the correct serving. Okay, now like what got me through keto when first starting, because you are going to want them carbs, you're gonna want that sugar, and these are just a few things that I use to get me through. First thing was tea. I love herbal tea, and I'll have it with like a sugar-free sweetener, so like sugar-free vanilla syrup or sugar-free like coffee syrups, the sugar-free ones. Have tea with a little bit of that and like 2 or 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. Amazing. And you can get that from Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts. Pork skins. You can eat pork skins. Yes, any flavor. And sometimes I would eat like the barbecue ones, give you like that sweet taste. So barbecue pork skins, get you some. Or you get some plain ones, and you can put like microwave you some real butter, put some cinnamon and a little bit of stevia in it, and pour it over, and it's like cinnamon crisp things. They're really good. Sugar-free Jello with whipped cream, so good. And berries, but I eat them sparingly. I eat no more than a handful, not even that many really, maybe around 5 strawberries or like 8 blackberries or somewhere up in there, with a little whipping cream, a little whipped cream too. So no fruit. That's another thing you can't have. You cannot eat fruit, but you can't eat berries, just sparingly, because it's not that much sugar in them to like spike your blood sugar levels. So you can eat berries. And another thing is, like, get you a like a fat tracking, get you a fit track app like MyFitnessPal. That's the one that I use, and you can go in the settings and change your dietary requirements to 75% fat, 20% protein, 5% carbs, and that way when you log your food, it automatically logging it keto style for you. In the beginning, I wouldn't worry too much about tracking. Just let your focus be no sugar, low carbs, and high fat. Just focus on that. Don't worry about the tracking, writing it down, all of that. Just focus on that, because it's gonna be hard enough to, you know, that sugar withdrawal is gonna be hard enough on its own. So just focus on starting. Don't go out buying a whole bunch of stuff. Just eat what you have at home without, you know, staying keto, obviously, but just focus on your eating first. So like some meal ideas that I do, omelets, where you can like put anything in it, like meat, cheese, any kind of meat, cheese, vegetable mix medley that you want to do. You can have pork chops, baked fish, taco salads, like without the shell. So what, like for dinner, sometimes we'll have like, I'll have like a bowl of like ground beef with a little cheese, sour cream, guacamole, or just sliced avocado with a little pico de gallo, and it's amazing. Like you don't even miss the chips. You can have a fajita bowl, kind of like the same thing, but with like steak, or like grilled steak or grilled chicken instead of the ground beef. I'll have like a bunless burger, like if I'm out and about and I get hungry, or the people that I'm with, we go somewhere, I'll just order a burger with no bun. Or I'll go to Jimmy John's and you can get any sandwich just unwitched, which means no bread, they wrap it in lettuce. Cabbage and greens, stir fried. You can have steak with like butter on top, it's so good, and rosemary. Cauliflower. And then like for snacks, I'll have like sugar-free Jello, nuts, olives, pork skins, string cheese, pepperoni, salami, and tea with heavy whipping cream, which is my main go-to snack. I like all day long. So that's pretty much it. Oh, and one thing I want to tell you about is the keto flu. Watch out for the keto flu. So what you want to do is, and what the keto flu is, like, gives you like headache, makes you from my experience, it gave me headaches, it made me angry, like I had no patience. I was just, I don't know, angry. So what it is it's when you go into a ketogenic lifestyle, you like literally piss away all your sodium and stuff like that. So you have to, whenever your body doesn't have enough electrolytes of sodium, you'll start feeling sick and sluggish, flu-like. So you want to make sure that you're keeping your electrolytes up and your salt. So what I like to do is I'll season my meat a little more. So you want to use like Himalayan salt or no salt, you know, the brand, you know, salt that says no salt on it. That is a good one too. But I just season my meat a little heavier with pink Himalayan salt, and it keeps me from getting keto flu. Or you can add like a few rocks of Himalayan salt in your water and drink it that way to keep your salt up, and you won't get keto flu. That's pretty much all that I can think of right now. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll do my best to help you all who need help during this journey. It's going to be tough the first week, but it's very much rewarding. Once you get past like those initial first week, the first week is going to be the toughest. The second week is going to be a little tough, but not as bad as the first week, and then it's going to get easier. It gets easier as you go. And just remember that nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Like skinny and healthy feels good. Like when you look in the mirror and you see that confidence and you have that confidence, you're like, oh, I look good. Nothing tastes better than that. Nothing. Before I end this video, I just want to say that believe in yourself. You can really do this. It's really doable. And think of how old you are. Like, that's how long you've been eating whatever you wanted to eat. And where did it get you? Overweight, unhappy, depressed, and sad, feeling unattractive, and ultimately just not being happy with yourself. So you've had all those years of just eating what you wanted to eat, you know, and now it's just time for you to do something for you. Like, being addicted to sugar is just like being addicted to any other drug. It is an addiction. And I just want all of you who really want this to just go for it. Like, you've had your whole life of doing whatever you wanted. Just see how you'll feel if you don't give up. Just see where you'll be if you don't quit. Any other time you've quit and you don't know what you know what it feels like to fail. You know what it feels like to be disappointed with yourself. But do you know what it feels like to win? I'm with y'all. I still have 17 pounds left to lose. I'm rooting for y'all. Hope y'all are rooting for me. And I'll see you guys in the next video. You can do this.